Welcome to Reformed and Real, where we take a journey with our people fresh out of prison and how our community around them really feels. My name is Mario Hernandez, and I'm one of the afflicted people that got released back into the community, and we're here to try and figure out how this looks.
And I'm Wayne Burt, curious onlooker who wants to know about our prison system, get to know the stories beyond the stigma of incarceration, and because, like Mario, I believe all stories count.
They absolutely do. All stories count. Welcome back, Wayne.
Thank you. Yeah, good to be here.
In like 2 weeks.
It has been 2 weeks. I mean, we're giving away the game, right? And how we pre-record these things. It's really good to be back in the world of fresh content, you know?
Yeah.
And there's always excitement when you're meeting someone you've never met. You get to learn about their story.
And that leads us, we've got a special guest today. We've got Sarah Hill. And Sarah, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I work for St. Vincent de Paul, Southwest Idaho. I'm the substance abuse program manager. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, working with men and women coming out of Sicky, the women coming out of Pocatello Women's Correctional Center, getting them connected to MAT treatment if they want, and hooking them up with a recovery coach and hopefully setting them on the right path for success when they're released from prison.
Great.
We do a lot of work with you guys, and I appreciate everything that you do. You do have a unique perspective here. You not only work for St. Vincent de Paul, but you also work for the Chrysalis House.
Yeah, I used to work for Chrysalis. I manage a house now. I'm not on staff any longer, but I'm extremely involved with the program still. I don't know where I'd be without Chrysalis. Second, third, fourth, fifth chances, I blew all of those, and they continued taking me back. And finally, when I decided I've had enough, I went back in 2016, graduated the program, and I was on staff for 5 years, and I'm a lifer there.
Great. Well, you're a lifer with a great person, so we've got a great boss over there, right?
Yeah. So Chrysalis is a faith-based program for women coming out of incarceration. It just gives them a little more accountability, a family. You know, Chrysalis is a family. You get showered with love from the women that run it, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've been privy to one party over there. I think it was at Christmas. I can't remember. I see a lot of great stuff coming out of there. So thank you for that. I think that it takes an army to help the people that we are or were, and help people into getting out, make that transition. And, you also come from addiction background, right? And maybe a little bit of incarceration?
Yeah, struggled with addiction since I was 13 years old. Got into street drugs when I was 28. I had kids that were suffering due to my addiction, in and out of unhealthy relationships, and got my first felony in 2006, did drug court. I learned a lot about myself with the Ada County Drug Court. Very grateful for that program. Still wouldn't distance myself from unhealthy relationships. So went back into my addiction, got another felony in 2014, and it was a long, long road, but eventually I had an encounter with God, and everything changed for me. I turned myself in, and luckily I got blessed with a rider rather than doing my time, which was 3 years fixed, and soaked it up and went back into Chrysalis. And
let's what is a rider program, because not everybody knows.
Yeah, so I was sentenced to 3 + 7, and I absconded, and so the judge could have easily sent me to do my 3 years fixed plus whatever they decided, but because I had turned myself in, they look at all of those things, and what they do is they retain jurisdiction. The county retains jurisdiction, but they send you out to the Idaho Department of Corrections to do programming. So it's just a lot of like MRT. It's a little bit different now, but programming for 6 months. And then if you have done a good job in your programming and in your rider, they call it, you go back in front of the judge, and he decides whether he releases you back into the community or sends you to do your time.
And when you go back in front of the judge, there's a panel of people that make recommendations, like the people that work with you during the rider?
Yes.
And who are those people?
case managers, the facilitators who facilitate the classes. You have the opportunity to volunteer. But yeah, it's an army out there too that gives their input on whether or not you get out.
Very, very nerve-wracking, right? Because you've got two different people at this. You know, if you go to court, you only got to answer to a judge and a prosecutor. But if you're coming back in a writer, you're getting Department of Corrections case managers representing their behalf, and then you've got the courts, and then you've got the prosecutor, and then you've got, that's nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And when you go back in front of the judge, it's almost like you're back to square one because you do have the prosecuting attorney that's just kind of, you're back to square one. Like, this is what they did. We recommend them doing their time, but luckily it's nerve-wracking, but you do have that 6 months to kind of prove yourself.
Yeah, it's like a little court Groundhog Day, huh?
Right.
Not in a good way.
So does the prosecutor ever get nice after you're a writer?
You know, I'm sure they do in some cases. And I've had really good experiences, I have to say, with the justice system. I really have. I've heard of horror stories, but I've really had great judges and that believed in me. Ada County Drug Court, they believed in me. IDOC, there were my facilitator out there. If it wasn't for him, I've had good luck.
So let's tap into that believing in you thing, because you can't be successful in this world without having somebody believe in you. And if you're somebody like us that's been broken, that has a broken soul and a broken heart, and their mind is juvenile most of the time, and you really can't get anywhere without support. And I think that's kind of where you're at today. You've gotten support to get where you're at, and now you support people.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing being a mentor to the women at Chrysalis, being able to help. I love helping guys that are topping out their time, getting out without any kind of sentence hanging over their head. They really don't have a lot of support when they get out. They don't have IDOC to help them with transitional funding. So we get to kind of be that bridge for them. We call it, the program, I named it Bridge Forward, because we can be that bridge for people to be successful when they get out. Especially, my heart just goes out to those guys and men and women, I should say, that have topped their time and really need that extra support rather than go into the homeless shelter or.
So what kind of things do? You hook people up with other kinds of resources, but where do you begin when someone gets out?
So when they get out, they contact the recovery coach, hopefully within 48 hours. They meet with them. They do a wellness plan with them, which is kind of a standard thing for anybody that's a recovery coach. It's just kind of a wellness plan, a plan to, what is it that I want to accomplish in 6 months, a year, 3 years. So we help them work through that wellness plan. It's just peer-to-peer. There's no power differential when it comes to a recovery coach and the peer. They're just walking alongside them, allowing them to make their own decisions, but doing a little motivational interviewing to kind of see where they can best help them find their own recovery path. We do have a little bit of, we work with grants, so we're able to help them with essentials like laundry soap, or in some instances, it just depends. Like if somebody needs their tires, new tires on their car to get back and forth to work, we help with that. And we do get them educated on the MAT treatment. Most of the time they've been in prison for long enough to where they have got quite a bit of time sober while they're incarcerated, that they want to be educated on the MAT treatment, which is medically assisted treatment. It is, we really focus on there's a bunch of different stuff. They can get on Suboxone, they can do naltrexone, but a lot of the times they get educated, they know that it's out there, and it's kind of, they put it in their pocket and they continue doing what they're doing, clean and sober, without those things to kind of help them through.
And some of that is sort of a pathway to helping people become connected to the right places, and also the right kind of like revamp their peer group a little bit. Yeah. Do you find that happens? Yeah, a lot. So at St. Vincent de Paul, we really get them connected. We have a meeting every Friday night. It's called Just for Us. They get together. It's not really an AA meeting, but it's a time for them to kind of get together and process. I've been where you are, I'm at this stage, I'm at this stage. We have our career development team who works with
people coming out. And they're also, while they're incarcerated, to work on resumes. And yeah, it's just getting them connected to the community, wherever that is that they feel comfortable, whether it's Celebrate Recovery, AA, NA, whatever their exercise, whatever that is. Try to get them plugged into the community so that they have, that's what it's about, community.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may not get any argument here.
Yeah. It's key.
Yeah. Well, community is important. Nobody likes to be alone.
No.
Right.
No.
And when people I know when I got out of prison, I was like, I feel alone.
Yeah.
And only through the people that I met that were in recovery. And so, St. Vincent de Paul was one of them. And, I had some friends that were in the program in the NA that helped me out. And I think that you guys and you yourself fill a void for a lot of people. And I think it's important that people out there understand that without people like you out there, Sarah, that there's people out here that are missing support to keep them strong, to get them better, to give them a place to go, to let them kind of help them open their eyes to the world that's different than just your old friends, your old hangouts, the old things you do. And that's the wonderful thing about what you do.
Yeah. And I just have to say that there's so many we're just kind of like a corner of the pasture of recovery and community. And so learning how to live is a big part of what we do. We get really excited to bring in peers just so that they can see what you're doing. They get to hear your story. They get to hear the other men and women that are working here or volunteering here, and they have a glimpse of what recovery could be like. So we just love partnering with you guys, and this is one of the first stops that we make.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it sounds to me like this connection has existed for a while with learning how to live in St. Vincent de Paul, because you've talked about it before, Mario. Yep. There's a lot of connecting still to do out there, isn't there?
Yeah, we could definitely be better, but I don't know. Like, where do you start?
I think that's
make a podcast.
Yeah, make a podcast. Yeah, and that's kind of the gist of where we're at. We want people to hear what we're doing and what the struggles are, and what it's like to be one of us that gets out broken. People don't understand that, and I think it's important that people know that we don't get out of prison just like ready to just like kill the world. Like, we're ready to like beat everything, win. We're winners now. We're not. We're babies. We're in our infancy stage of our lives, and a lot of us don't have anything when we get out, and we rely on friends, people that care, support. And I think that when the community begins to see that as a whole, then we can start getting better at a faster rate, because, some people just don't know. They think that you get out of prison, you should be all good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not true, is it?
No, it's not. I had burned all my bridges when I was released, but thank goodness that I had Chrysalis, a community that could rally around me. I think that the first day out is really important for somebody to know that they have people that are supportive and believe in them. And
it's big and scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, in case you're just tuning in, this is another episode of Reformed and Real. I'm Wayne Burt, joined in the booth by Mario Hernandez and our special guest, Sarah Hill. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I have one question. If Sarah Hill had a name, who's the most influential person in what's brought you here where you are today?
God.
God.
Yeah, I had a major encounter with God. I think that's the only thing that really saved my life, is I kind of reached out to him and just was like, there's no way that I'm going to get out of this. I am at the lowest of lows. There's nothing, I've tried everything, and it's like, okay, you're going to have to help me out of this. If you're real, you're the only thing that's going to save me. And I did. I had an encounter with him. He reached me through a song, and it was like, now what do I do? I'm absconding. I have 3 years over my head. I don't have my kids in my life. But he just kind of kept it simple for me. And I just felt like he was saying, get up and get out. And I was like, all right, I can do that. I can get out of this place. So I called some very dear friends of mine who are also in recovery, and they picked me up. I slept for like 5 days. They filled me full of food, and then I went and turned myself in. And so that's the big part for me, was that connection with the two people that are, I they're a big part of my recovery. They're a big part of my story. They're a big part of my addiction. But if it wasn't for Carrie and Beth Baker picking me up and taking me to their house and feeding me and letting me sleep, I don't know where I'd be. So there's that other connection. There's other people that are they're doing the same thing you're doing, and they're trying to get out of the same thing you're trying to get out of. And yeah, they dropped me off at the jail. And because of that encounter with God,
Carrie and Beth Baker are great people. I've known them for a couple of years now, and they love. So I want to step into another part of our addiction, right? And people that are affected. How did you have a son incarcerated, correct?
Yeah, I do. I actually have a son in his 30s who is he has 3 years clean. Actually, it's probably 4 years now, clean off of heroin. And I do have a 23-year-old son that's incarcerated right now.
Okay. Talk to me about how you feel about you're in recovery and you're watching them struggle. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it can be exhausting, but if it wasn't for where I am today, I wouldn't be able to help them. My brother also is struggling with addiction. It's sad to see them go through what they're going through, but I know that if I could get my life together at 38 years old, I have hope that things are going to turn around. My kid, he's smart. This kid could
rule the world.
Yeah. In a good way or a bad way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we struggle through that, right? So I've had a daughter that was struggling with addiction, and it's hard for us to see that, isn't it, Sarah? Like, it's hard to look at it. And the truth of it is, and this is not a healthy thing to do, but I used to harbor like, man, is this my fault?
Yeah. It's hard to separate yourself from making up for lost time and the things that you've done to kind of maybe set them on the course that they're on. You never know. I mean, there's different stories out there with different childhoods. Addiction doesn't discriminate. But for my son, he had a lot of trauma in his past, and trying to walk the fine line of not enabling, but trying to help it's super, it's very hard.
So you're learning the navigation as we speak.
Yeah.
That's the toughest kind of support to be, is when you're a family member. Tougher than when you're dealing with somebody you don't know, because your heart is attached to that. And sometimes I've done this, that when it comes to my daughter, I would be like a little harder on her, right? And she's like, "Dad, but you were there." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot."
Yeah. Yeah, there's really no right or wrong way other than to just lead by example. And I don't know. I just pray that he will grow out of this. He's found acceptance in unhealthy situations, hanging out with the wrong crew.
We're just going to continue that struggle. And I think that it's important that people understand that we know, right? Like, we know that what we caused, like us, me, Mario Hernandez, and you, Sarah Hill, what we did was not healthy for us. And it was not being part of the great state of Idaho's community helping, right? And today we do different things, right? And I see you all over the place, and I actually, when I talked to Danielle about you, and I'm like, man, you know what? She's doing such a great thing. She's always out there. I see you concert stuff and all this stuff, having fun. And that's where we're going with everything, right? Is learning how to live a life different than we've ever lived, and bringing as many people with us as we can.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I still have a Facebook, I think, is just to be able to promote what recovery looks like and how much fun it can be sober. Yeah, it can be a lot of fun.
I've seen a couple of your singing
Finally,
videos.
A reason for Facebook.
So much fun. So much fun. I love, it's not all about me. It's about what recovery looks like.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to believe with your son, there's got to be some wisdom that trickles down.
It does. I think, he really wasn't talking to me, but there was a situation where I was actually at his facility, and he doesn't want to talk to me right now, but he, in my face, he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with you. But as I'm walking out, I can see him, kind of peeking around, looking out the glass, trying to see if I'm still out there, which makes me think, he's still, he loves his mom. He's just trying to grow up and be a guy. And I do have my oldest son, I was a mom at a young age. I had him, my first son, at 16. So we kind of grew up together in a way. And he got into heroin. And I mean, it was just so scary for me. There were lots of times I was worried that I was going to get a phone call that he wasn't alive anymore. And he's clean and sober now. For him, his recovery path was going to the methadone clinic. And he was there. He did methadone for about a year and a half, and then slowly started to taper off. And he's clean from even the methadone right now. And I'm so proud of him. And it's been because of other people that have kind of led the way. And, even though I really got on his nerves and was kind of like that helicopter mom, I think it paid off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing wrong with helicoptering.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Well, so, one of the things that we do in our recovery is we try to change our behaviors, right? And then we try to teach other people to change their behaviors. When you get somebody that comes out of incarceration, and I get it all the time. So you see these certain people, right? And these people are judged, and I don't judge them, and I know you don't either, but I want to talk about it a little bit. You get people that come in covered with tattoos, right? Yeah. Do they need a chance?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because they're not their addiction. They're not their past. I don't like to identify people by, oh, you're an alcoholic or you're an addict. You are, in my opinion, a child of God. You were created in the image of God. And when I look at you, I look into the face of God, really, and I hope you see that reflecting back to you.
Yeah, that's important. That's what, when people come in here like that, I always say, they say, hey man, I got to get rid of these tattoos. I'm like, yeah, maybe you do, but you know what? That's who you are right now. So don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let us help you however we can.
Sure.
And, you belong here. You belong in this community. It doesn't matter if you got tattoos on your face or not. And it doesn't matter how people look at you, because who cares, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, the more face tattoos, the better, because you can reach people. Like, I love that. Like Jelly Roll. He's out there doing the thing. And I love the rough look that people can see, like, hey, that they're like me, but they're successful. They can do this.
Because it's a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life scars.
Yep.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Get rid of the tattoos inside.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's that stigma thing that we talk about. I'm not a real fan of that word, but people, we want people to know out there that are listening that everybody needs a chance, because what do we want? We want people to be successful. We want people to reach whatever their height in life is, the great thing they've always wanted to do. It doesn't matter what you look like, right? It doesn't matter your tattoos, doesn't matter your color, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your sexuality, doesn't matter any of that. What matters is we are all children of God, just like you said, and we all have the same opportunity given to us by Him to be happy.
Yeah. Who you are, your sexuality, your whatever. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. You have a purpose. You were created for a purpose. Whatever category somebody wants to put you in, you have a calling on your life, and you can reach those people that have gone through. You've experienced these things, so God can use those things to connect with other people. And
has everybody got their own talent? That's something they're good at.
Yeah.
Still looking for mine.
Yeah. It's amazing, huh? When you see somebody come in, and everybody's got a dream, don't they, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think everybody that's come through here, not one of them comes out, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. All of them come out as like, you know what? I've been wanting to do this, and I've been wanting to do that. And that's the glory of change. And, I guess being, I don't want to, I'll preach a little bit of having God in your life, from spirituality, whatever that looks like. That's planted in everybody. Yeah. And some people don't understand it, but they need to. They need to understand that everybody deserves a chance to be happy. And those mistakes that we make don't mean anything.
Nope.
Especially after we're done with paying our price to society.
Yeah, you can take a mess and turn it into a message. Anybody's life experience, whatever that looks like, they can use that life experience and that mess to help other people in that situation. Reach people, hard to reach people and hard to reach places.
Sarah, on all that note, what do you look forward to in your life? What do you look forward to for St. Vincent de Paul?
Yeah, I look forward to maybe grandchildren, hopefully one of these days. I don't know when that's going to happen, but I don't know where life is going to take me. I'm hoping that the funding that we have with the grants and other resources will be available for us to continue working with the people that we're working with and hire the amazing people that we hire to help others.
I guess I got one question, final question, and Wayne can ask you another one too if he feels it. But what do you think people want to hear out there? What can you tell somebody that's out there? And even whether it's a police officer, a parole officer, a recovery center, a family of an addict, friends of an addict, about a person that will give them some hope.
I want to say to everybody, whether you're on one side or the other, that I believe in you and you can make a difference in this world. You can be a catalyst for one person. It doesn't matter if it's somebody you're walking past in the store. It doesn't matter if it's whoever you are, if you're working for IDOC, if you're an attorney, if you're a deputy at the jail, or you're that person that's in there coming down and going through withdrawals. I believe in you, and I know that you can make a difference in this world.
Good. Great message.
Good close.
Yes.
Yeah, terrific, Sarah.
All right, Sarah, we really appreciate you being here this week. And we thank you for your insight and the help that you give people that are getting out of incarceration, what you do for St. Vincent de Paul, and your part in this community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that's it for this week. We're going to wrap her on up. And my name is Mario Hernandez right here at Reformed and Real.
Yep, Wayne Bird.
And we'll see you guys next time.